Hey everybody, Bailey's Homestead. Looking a little scrap. I need a haircut. Trying to train this long stuff to lay down. But anyway, I don't know how many of y'all seen the post. I hadn't posted in a while because I didn't know if I was going to keep the channel. Just not enough content to put out. And hang on a second, I gotta latch this gate. Can't have the animals getting out. As you all know, we have been just kind of making it work. And you know, without content to put out, how am I supposed to run a channel, you know? I mean, there's only so much of feeding and watering animals you all can watch. We got emu following us. We'll have the goose gang up here in a little bit, and I'll show you guys those. We do have some additional animals here now, and I'm gonna let these chickens out. Maybe I can set you all up to watch that real quick. You guys sit down here. There we go. What's going on here? Who did this? Who did this? Oh, all right. So, oh boy, we've got a battle between the geese. Yep, we got more geese, guys. We got more geese. They are beautiful. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a reflective coat. Well, if you missed the post, go back and read it. My coat had to be washed. We have been searching for a very long time for a place that it would be better for our animals. And we had a place come up. Was it huge? No, it wasn't huge, but it's every bit double what we have now. Bigger house, better house. Needed a little bit of work. We had to replace a couple of the floors, and that's about it. Clean the place up. It was actually 4 acres. Most of it was pasture area for the animals. Had a barn. I should say has a barn. And it even has a building there that we could turn into a tiny home for my mother-in-law. So we went down. We signed on to the property. I went down there and stayed pretty close to a week. I was kind of working on the place, just mowing some stuff down and kind of going through the house. There was some stuff left there from previous tenants, so we were cleaning. We actually didn't have trash service and all that there, so I was putting stuff in a pile so that my wife could bring the stock trailer down. We could put it all in the stock trailer and bring it here to put in our dumpster. And my wife came down on her day off with the kids and the mother-in-law, and we hit it pretty hard. got stuff loaded up. We loaded up my lawnmower so she could bring that back, because I was planning on coming back, but it was going to be a little while, so we decided, you know, go ahead and send the mower back, because we did have people, random people showing up, wanting to take things off the property and stuff like that. So it was better for my mower to come back here in front of all the cameras. And we had gotten internet established down there. We were going to put up a camera just to keep an eye on the place while we weren't there. It's about a 2-hour drive for us. Big farming community. The house is rural. It's just surrounded by fields. We actually had cattle almost in our backyard. I mean, it was great. You know, that's true country life out there. I hadn't really got a chance to record there, and I wouldn't have been able to post anything just because of the lack of internet and phone service there. So anyway, she comes down, we hit it hard, we got stuff loaded, got the mower loaded. They were able to spend the night with me, and it was great. I had the family there. The boys were going to stay with me, and we were going to work this week up to, you know, Thanksgiving while they had a break. And I had went and got a portion of the barn ready for some of our birds, the chickens. We would have been able to move the chicken coop down there, because we were not, there it is, going to move that down there. We were just going to take the birds, the nesting boxes, all that, leave that here. It's just not in a condition I want to pull it 2 hours right now. We don't need it down there, and well, I'm surrounded, guys. I am surrounded. I mean, look at this. Look at this. What's your plan there, sweetheart? Huh? What's your plan? Anyway, she does that all the time. Yeah, I was ready for chickens. We still had another stall to get ready, where we were going to put the rabbits under cover. The other side of the barn, we have a stall over there that needed some things taken out of it. Wasn't too bad. And that's where we would have been able to take these beautiful dinosaurs. And, well, I'm afraid to introduce this one to you, but another member of our homestead here. Before I show him to you guys, please realize we are a homestead. This whole thing was, that's too dark, to provide food in our household, okay? So this guy is food. He's not a pet, okay? But let me introduce you to Kelso. Kelso is blind in one eye, and he is a Dexter. He was born in January of this year. So he will be with us. I got to get in here and clean his stall out. He'll be with us until about 2027. But unfortunately, yes, he's going in the freezer. I wish we were set up to be able to just keep things as pets all the time, but we're not. We're not. We still have to eat, and unfortunately, the cost of things is not getting any better. So I would rather spend the money and grow it myself. He's 100% grass-fed, no antibiotics, none of that stuff. The farm I got him from actually watches Pete up there in New York from Just a Few Acres Farm, and that's what they got into. They got into Dexters. They have come a long way on their farm, and they were actually getting out of the Dexter cattle and going into more of a corporate breed. But yeah, he was what they call defective because he's blind in one eye. He had attracted pink eye, and it unfortunately did not clear up, and it took his vision. So I'm actually considering letting him out. If the horses will actually get along with him. They kind of chased him off, ran him off from the hay the first time I tried. And of course that got him stressed out, pacing the fence, things like that. So we just put him back in there. I didn't want him to get hurt. I didn't want him to go through the fence. But he has been here for a couple weeks now. And he's doing good. He's doing great. So that's one reason we need more land. Because this is possibly a income source, I should say. If we could raise, you know, a couple of them, 2-3 of them, then that would help, because we could put food in our house and we could provide it for someone else. That property would allow us to do that. If anyone knows anything about Dexters, they're a smaller breed. They do not require the acre per head that the larger animals do. Okay, you can actually have them half an acre per head as long as you have the adequate pasture to put them on. And that place has plenty of area for us to graze the animals. We could actually divide that up into, I believe, there's 1, 2, basically 4 paddocks, 5 being like a winter area, like a winter feedlot, where we could bring them off the pastures and hay them through the winter, and then of course put them back out and do it like a rotational graze kind of thing through the year, giving everything a rest through the winter and letting it come back good in the spring. So like I said in my post, our new journey, we were hoping to be in there by the first of the year. Well, that's now postponed, unfortunately. My wife left with the trailer somewhere between 8 and 8:30 p.m. and I got a phone call that she had run out of fuel. We had a small, let me iterate here, small fire in the wood stove. We've burnt with wood for years, so it's not like we don't know what we're doing. And for me, I take safety to the extreme on some things, and a wood stove is one of them. Our failure to inspect the attic space immediately, well, it resulted in a devastating fire. I ran my wife fuel, made sure she made it to the gas station, put a few bucks in the truck, headed back to the house with the boys. Our dogs still in the house. We were ready for bed. And I didn't even get to the house and I seen the glow that nobody ever wants to see. I pulled in the driveway and there was flames coming out of the roof. It's kind of hard. I got out of the truck. I told the boys to stay by the truck. And I proceeded to open the door and rescue our animals. I hung up with 911. I called my wife and I handed the phone to my boy and asked him to explain to her what was going on while I tried to get our animals out of the house. I ended up having to drag one of the dogs because he wouldn't come. It was a very traumatic experience for him. In the process and mixture of trying to save everything I could, my cat, Toulouse, the orange cat, had somehow got out of the truck. He was MIA for the entirety of the fire department being there, and probably an hour or so after that. So I went in, I got the animals out, I grabbed water, I got the roof put out, I grabbed my axe and I drove it through the ceiling where the attic access was. I yanked that thing out of there, grabbed my ladder and a bucket of water to realize that there was nothing I could do. So I immediately grabbed the ladder, took it outside. I grabbed my kids' beds, threw them outside, their bedding, and I went in to grab other things that I could as quickly as possible. And I am so proud of my boys. They didn't freak out, they didn't panic, they listened. They helped load everything in the truck so I could get the truck out of the way for the fire department. Even as quickly as the fire department got there, there was significant damage done to the house. The roof over the living room is no longer structurally sound. The entire ceiling and floor in the living room, as well as the two kids' rooms, are gone. Most of that is water damage, but at least half the living room is gone to fire. The ceiling, the roof, they were able to keep it out of the walls and from spreading any further. They were able to get there quick enough. It would be considered at this point a full loss. We weren't able to assess the damages that much, being in the dark. What we could see with the light provided by the fire department and our flashlights, it's going to take a lot of work if we decide to save the house. And it sucks because the house was bigger. It was all one level. And I'm not even exaggerating, guys. The living room itself is about double the living room we have now. Double. The bedrooms are probably close to double, at least in width, of what our kids have. I mean, their ceilings are kind of cut short because of the slope of the roof here. So their rooms are wide and they're long, but they're limited on space still. You know, we can't put a bookcase up there. We can barely put a dresser in there because they're attic space bedrooms. My wife and I would have had a walk-in closet bigger than any closet we've ever had. Like, we would have had a room to set up as kind of like an office, crafting room, the kitchen is set up better and I would say larger than the kitchen we have now, because we have enough space in that kitchen. We could have set up a dining room table and some chairs, and we can't do that here. I don't know what we're going to do. We spent several hours salvaging what we could out of the house. There was a lot of smoke damage. By the time I got there, seen the fire, opened the door, there was already 6 inches thick of smoke rolling across the ceiling. And I've been doing a lot of that since. Excuse me, guys. Some of y'all may call me an idiot out there for going back in that house. I was not leaving my dogs and my cat in that house. I have been on a fire department, and I wanted to try to fight because I was supposed to be better for us. Better for our family, better for these animals. And it sucks. It absolutely sucks. Because we don't know what we're going to do. We go back on our contract. It's going to make a negative mark. We're out thousands of dollars because of the down payment. And we had to borrow that, so we still have to pay that back. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. We have talked about waiting and trying to put a camper out there, try to support the house the best we can until we can get the materials to rebuild. There are several trusses and rafters that need to be replaced in the living room. The metal roofing will have to be replaced. All of the drywall and insulation in the living room and 2 bedrooms, as well as the flooring, all have to be replaced. The wiring that melted will have to be replaced. All water damage. So we're looking at a pretty big gut. That didn't need to happen before. So now we went from a house that needs less work to a house that needs more work. What do we do? That house would benefit us so much more. The land would benefit us so much more. But we would, unfortunately, have to turn some of the pasture area into a living area. There is another utility pole out there with a meter box. But it's on the back side of the property, so that would actually cut into our pasture area. And I have no idea how long it'll take to rebuild. We can't bring in contractors and stuff like that. It will all be DIY. I have the know-how. It's having the ability to do it. My arms are not like they used to be. They go numb a lot more often. They hurt. They're exhausted. All because of the tendonitis, carpal tunnel, and arthritis in both arms. It's not going to be an easy task. You know, the barn needs a lot of help itself, and that was going to take time to get the materials and do all that work. We don't know. We're at a crossroads right now. We're at an absolute crossroads. Now, my wife was told that she had to come to work yesterday. No job's worth that. I'm sorry. I hope anyone out there that is so heartless to think that somebody needs to come into work after their house burnt, I hope it never happens to you. Not only did our house burn, we had to sit there. This was at 9:13 p.m. I called 911. It was after 2 a.m. before they left. And we still had hours after. We were trying to salvage for at least 2 hours. It was sometime between 1 and 2 a.m. that the fire department left. You're looking at almost 4 hours to ensure that fire was out. From putting it out to pulling insulation and sheetrock down, making sure the hot spots were cooling down. They did not leave until that house inside was as cold as it was outside. I was outside in shorts and sandals. The grass was wet because it had rained. I was cold and wet for hours because the truck was full of stuff. It took a while for my wife to turn around and come back. And she had to park quite a distance away. So just keep us in your thoughts and prayers, guys, and I'll keep you updated.